I do need to change crap on my stream, but I'll do that while we're going.
Nighttime frustration.
I'm partially blind, yeah, because that was dumb with me. Really difficult to...
Mistakes were made.
Real difficult.
Mistakes were made. What happened there?
Oh, I got one more thing to figure out. For some reason, my stream...
Mistakes were made. What happened there?
Oh, I got one more thing to figure out. For some reason, my stream...
What happened there?
Oh, I got one more thing to figure out. For some reason, I get static on my stream, and I don't know why.
It had issues with
I get static on my stream, and I don't know why.
It had issues with sound last week too.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. I think it's my card.
Any more buttons on this fucking headset that do anything?
Tattoo, you shut the lights off and then they don't come back on. Like, damn it. No, but I'm saying it doesn't come back on. It's like, well.
Audio is like really good quality. Like for it itself, it just the microphone doesn't work. I wish it worked.
It was clearly Morse code. I hope someone like recorded it and
pressing a Morse code button like that.
Hello, you gotta be fast, okay, so that the Nazis don't get it. Everybody knows this.
Dot dash dot dash. Luckily, these headphones were cheap.
Sounds like it.
That the microphone doesn't work? Yeah.
It's.
I mean, it works.
That is what it is.
What is now, child?
If I were to use the microphone, you would just have to bump my audio.
Bump your audio up.
Yeah, which is doable, but that's if my audio is fine now with my laptop.
Yeah.
Microphone, there's no point. Or I could just put my earbuds in a different mic because my head's going. And also, I subconsciously have a fear of the light just blowing and going on fire.
Sorry, trying to fix my sound. I'm sorry. It still gets this static on the broadcast. Maybe. No. Yeah, so you arrived in Brefirie, where you were met with some of the representatives from the castle, and Zig haggled with them to retain the head of the dragon you had brought back for a bounty, and they invited you to the castle that evening to collect your reward and to be honored by the city's representatives, the ring of families, which are the leaders of this nation and reside mostly in this city. You took the day to rest in town and got rested up and relaxed, cleaned up from the road, having fought off hobgoblins and a green dragon. And then proceeded here. And weary for the road, you stopped at Eldak and Britt's family house, where you rested up during the day. And then went in the evening to meet to the castle. Once at the castle, you were greeted by, or I should say, there was a large dinner set out, a number of attendees, and some of the leaders of the city, where they honored you with a small speech, and dinner was served, and people were sort of eating casually, and there was some conversations going on until that peacefulness of the evening was broken up. They had served you dinner, people were beginning to eat, and they were just bringing around wine. And Zig was just having his cup filled with wine and was looking at it, having not yet taken a drink. When suddenly there was a choking sound at the table next to you, and all eyes stared, and there was a murmur around the room as a man fell over, apparently unconscious or dead at the table next to you. And that's where we left off, and this is where we pick up. Yeah, it was behind you, and you heard it and looked around and observed him, choke and fall over. He's kind of a large man dressed in sort of black nobles, upper class attire. He has like a cane with him, and he just drops his cane, falls over. He's sort of kind of clutching around his chest a little bit and fell over. People are beginning to get up from the table and stand up and back away, and there's like a stunned moment where everyone's like, right. About like less than 10 feet. Yes. Okay. You rush over to him. Uh-huh. And yeah, so the people around you are bustling. A few other people sort of, crowd up close. You sort of turn him over, cast a cure wounds on him, but you feel the skin still cold as the healing goes through him. Yeah. You shout that. There's a few people are, kind of shouting and so forth. One woman's kind of not screaming hysterically, but oh my gosh, you sort of turn him over, and his eyes are just open, and they don't look. You're not sure if that was a trick of the light or something, but you don't see what you thought you saw now. but he's definitely dead. Like I said, a large, sort of portly man. He's got like a dark hair, like a chin strap, kind of dark, close cropped beard, but it doesn't really hide like a second set of chins. Sure. You can make a medicine check. Hi. Got a cat on my desk. All right, so you're checking him. You're not sure immediately. There's no apparent wounds. You're not sure if it's natural causes or something else. Obviously, you're suspicious, but you can't get a read on anything else. There's no obvious wounds or sores or any sign of anything unusual at all. Yes, people are in motion now, and yes, and that's why I was just letting you finish saying what you're doing. Yep. Okay. As you are moving up there, the next sort of person that... Yeah, you have food served in front of you. There was venison, fresh cooked venison, smothered with delicious rare mushrooms and truffles. It's what? Okay, you get up and spill the table over other people. The rest of your group sitting there. Eldak, you were sort of sitting to the side, speaking with Vivian Cartwren. Yep. In the commotion, the parrot squawks and sort of makes a half flight, sort of scuttling to the ground and running off. And she looks like she's about to chase him down because she's like, "Oh my," And but at that moment, somebody grabs her by the arm, and you look, and it's the Rit Edgecombe, the castle leader that you talked to about the bounty, and saw you in here. And he grabs her sort of by the arm, and he's like, come with me. We need to get you out of here. And he's shouting orders to guards. You get, protect the Ring of Families. And there's guards coming out, sort of, hands on weapons, not sure what's going on. And they're sort of the table with the leaders that spoke to you originally, sort of have guards, come out. And at first they're sort of, getting control of them and getting them secure and sort of moving them off to the side of the room. I feel like I had... Hold on. Is this not synced? I feel like I'm missing some of my notes. Give me one sec. This is not all of my notes. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, he shouts, "Ring guard!" And they circle around and sort of secure the area where the nobles of the families were. And he's got Vivian sort of by the arm, and he sort of says, she's like, concerned. He's like, "We need to get you to safety," and he hands her off to one of his like sergeants, who kind of leads her away, and then he sort of steps. Then Zig sort of crashes the table over. And he sort of, says to you, Zig, yes, remain calm. We don't know what's happened, and get a grip on yourself, man. Yeah. Yes. Get a grip on yourself. You handled yourself well with that wormling. Take control of the situation. See if you can figure out what happened here. I need to get the ring to safety. Can I count on you? He begins looking around at the rest of your group. All right, now get them out of here, and he starts moving off to like get the Ring of Famines on there. So you're looking over him. There's still guards around the room, sort of. Yeah. The first person that comes over is one of the people from the table comes to your side and sort of like kneels down and looks at him. He's like a middle-aged man. He's got clean shaven with like reddish hair. It's close cropped on the sides and long on the top, kind of tied back in a ponytail with several knots. He's got black and green pants and waistcoat and like a brown cape. He's is he dead? I heard that. The Castellan steps over to that area too. Several guards, with him as the rest of them are sort of ushering the leaders of the city out. Other people are, sort of milling about, and he orders the guards at his side as he looks down and kind of inspects what you're doing. But before he says anything, he sees the other guards. He's like, "Guards, secure all these people, because there's several other people at the table there." And just there's sort of there's some of them sort of back away, and he sort of orders them the guards to they're not like putting them in cuffs, but they're just like stepping up so they stay here. You point at some random guy at the table? Okay. It's you you point at a man who's about 30 years of age, probably. He's got kind of tousled black dark hair, a small goatee and mustache in sort of the Terrafex style. He wears dark pants and a cape, and he's got a long sleeve dark shirt with like ruffled gold yellow material and a gold clasp like across the front of it. You point at him and say that. That's not true. I did no such thing. Yes, we were conducting business before dinner. So medicine check says not sure. So, Rit, yeah. So Rit Edgecombe, the Castellan says, you know, yeah, he kind of, yeah, yeah. No, I don't know if clerics will do any good for him right now. And he kind of kneels down, checking him as well. He's looking him over. Oh, that's a natural one. Perhaps. No. He the Castellan stands up. He's like, "Now stay your hand," as you kind of go for your hand axe. Yeah, his name's Rahl Humford. He's a businessman in the city, in charge of Coppervale Holdings. Yeah, he does. I know he does business with this man and the guy who's sort of at the body next to you with the dark hair and goatee. Oh no, not him. No, I'm sorry, the other one. The first guy with the red hair. And they were having some sort of business meeting with this other gentleman here. And do you think? What makes you say you think he did it? We're gonna get the ring of families to safety. I'm gonna post guards at all of the exit doors. That's why I need to make sure the ring of families is safe. You seem capable, and you're not from here. Not yet. This is happening very fast, yeah. He looks at you, he looks specifically at you, Zig, but saying to the group, yeah, I'll fetch a cleric. I will fetch a cleric once the families are safe. In the meantime, see what you can find out what happened. There's nobody sitting around eating or drinking at this point. Gotcha. Okay. Well, see what you can find out. I will return shortly. See if you can ascertain what happened here. I'll bring a cleric. Perception check? Oh, he asked where the parrot was. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not in the room, but you saw it like squawk off her shoulder into a short flight, sort of bouncing and scuttling along the ground, because it's not really like a super agile bird, and it went off into a side hallway, sort of you're not sure where it goes, not the way you came in, which are like big entry doors. So, okay. You can hear, yeah. So Ritz gives the guards that are still around guarding the doors, the exit doors that you came in and stuff, and that are sort of standing guard just at the edges. Yeah. Let them see if they can discover what occurred here. Let nobody else leave, and I'll return shortly. And he, follows out where the other people have let out the city leaders. There's a number of guards that have escorted some other people out. There wasn't too many guests, but the people from the table are still here, which are those other two gentlemen. Yeah, the other two gentlemen that were sitting at the table with him are still there. They're standing with you. Zig sort of, you head out and you go out this open. It's just like an archway. It's not really like a door. And it leads to like a long hallway that goes to the right. And you can see a number of doors along it. You have Hamp in your hand. Okay. You don't see the parrot right now, but it went into this hallway, you're pretty sure. There is a woman. You kind of come up right, like, face to face with the Hamp in your hand. Like, as you turn around the corner and look, there's a woman sort of standing there, not with the parrot. Slightly overweight young woman, like about 27 years old. She has light brown hair. Has a white with a green trimmed uniform from the castle, and she appears to be some sort of servant. She's got like waist apron and pockets, waist apron with like pockets and stuff in it. And she's sort of like, if she was just standing there or whatever, but you came around the corner and she's like, oh my. And she kind of points, behind her. Down the hallway. Okay. Okay. You head down there. You pass a series of 3 or 4 closed doors on the left. At the end of the hallway is open, and there is like a kitchen area. No, there is like a kitchen area. There's a large, ovens, hearths with flames heating them and stuff. There's prep tables and things. There are a number of kitchen staff in here. Like 3 sort of younger, 2 younger men and 1 younger woman, scullery maid. They're just sort of standing, sort of like right when you come to the door. They're sort of clustered around the door, like kind of like just peeking out, like wondering what all the commotion is. Make a perception check. You don't see the parrot in here. The 2 men kind of like shake their head. What's going on? And they're kind of looking at you now with a little bit of like a little bit of fear. You don't have your helmet on because you're at a dinner, but you have the rest of your armor on. Yeah, that green one, man, in there. And she points like under like there's like a table with like hanging pots and pans like off a rack above it. And as you move up here, beast strikes again. And you see like the head pop out from behind one of the pots. Oh, and I didn't even switch my scene, so everyone's been watching the screen for like half an hour because I'm out of practice with doing this. I'm bad, terrible at this. Yeah, there's. You want to try to catch the parrot? All right, why don't you make a? How about just a strength? Yeah, make it. Well, yeah. How describe how you're gonna try to catch the parrot? Just snatch him, or? All right, then give me like a straight dexterity check. All right. You kind of approach somewhat, calmly as you consider for a moment. Put Hamp back in the sheath, kind of roll over there, and then just with a quick motion, clang, clang, clang. There's a clang of pots and pans, and you like slam a pot down on top of it, so it's like banging around inside the pot, and then you lift up the pot and grab it with one hand. It's like squawking and flapping its wings. Beast strike again! Beast will strike again! Well, that's what Zig said when he walked into the kitchen. Yeah, he's off on himself. All right. Okay. Yeah, so there's still a few people off to the one side. There's a few guards sort of on one side of the large dining area where they've got like 3 serving attendants that were serving food, and the guards have them over there with a few other guests that were just sitting off to other sides or whatever. So you see them. Okay. So you go up to speak with them. There's 2 guards, sort of, have them, sort of. They're not like, being held. They're just sort of flanking them, and they're, they don't know whether it's for safety or whatever, but they know that they need to stay here for now. So, so you walk up to speak with them. And what do you say? They all sort of, exchange glances, like, and one of them, who's like an little older gentleman with sort of graying hair. It was me, ma'am. I served that table there. Straight from the kitchen. I served that table over there, too. No, it's the regular staff. There's... No, she's somewhere else. Yeah, I sort of switched back to them for a second. Yeah, you've got the parrot in your hand. No, it's Millie and Johnson and Taldrek. They work in the kitchens. They've all been here for a number of years. Millie's father worked here too. I've been here serving in the castle for over 30 years. I brought the food to the tables and oversaw made sure everything, all the special requests were carried back to the kitchen when people, how they would like their food cooked and what they wanted, this and that, just as every other event. I didn't serve the wine. Sav served the wine, and you remember he's one of the younger gentlemen standing there. He was the one that came and served your wine. They went around and served wine to all the tables and offered you a choice of the elven white or the red. Yeah, there's those three are standing there. No. No, I've been working here for well, it's only been about a year. The other but I'm the newest. Well, I guess not. The chambermaid, she's newer. She's only been here like a month. But she wasn't working with the wine. She was working with some of the back in the there's some private halls, and there was some other meetings and discussions before the event. Okay. Okay. So you've got the parrot in your hand. You're just like holding it in your gauntlet. Make an animal handling check. Yeah. Yeah, you try to put it on there, but it's like squawking so much. I'm just gonna say that you know it's probably gonna try to fly away, having chased it down and grabbed it. It's kind of panicked. So you don't release it and let it get away. Ah, come again! Nah, you've got it in the bag. Okay. There's no response. It's locked. They're sort of still in the kitchen. Yeah, but they're sort of peeking down the hallway, wondering what's going on. Hey, what's going on down there? They sort of... two of the two men sort of duck back around, now not looking in the hallway. The scullery maid that pointed out the parrot to you. It's a mating room. There's a number of them. They hold... they just private chambers for private discussions after the events, before the events. The Ring of Families or someone else needs to be... Mewen! And the sort of... the... She's not really fat. She's just like a little bit overweight. But yeah, down the other end, who's sort of peering out into the main area. She kind of looks back like with a what look or whatever. Keys to the rooms. And so she. Yeah, she comes over to you like holding up, like she got like a ring of keys. I've never seen anything like it. What's going on out there? Was that Petrock? Well, there's nothing. These rooms haven't been used at all. You sure you want to look in here? Just the one on the end. Okay. She unlocks it. It's a small room. Alright. Okay. So she goes through and starts unlocking the doors, and you start looking through them. Does anybody else want to do anything out there in the main area? You question the servants? Okay. So the first room, it's got like a small table, like 3 chairs around it. It's it's a a nice like circular sort of sitting table. There's some shelves that are empty. Without her seeing. Okay. Okay, so when she walks away, okay, make a stealth check. Let's see if you do it without her seeing. Okay. You open the door and kind of just look around, see that there's no one in there, and see what I kind of described briefly, and then you just sort of toss the whole head bag in there, or you let the whole parrot out. Alright, so you sort of stuff it in there and close the door stiffly behind. You're not sure if she noticed. She was going down and unlocking the other door. What about you guys out in the main area? Do you want to... Yes. Yes. The man with the reddish hair who kind of checked the dead man out with you, sort of says, I wasn't really paying attention at the final moments. I thought he was talking. He was saying something. I don't recall what. It was sort of tuned out and not listening. His eyes kind of glance over towards the now flipped over table where you guys were sitting. I was... Go ahead. That's... Yeah. I was distracted. Honestly, I was looking your group over and seeing what was going on here. And it's an interesting bunch, and was listening to the words that they were speaking for you. He's kind of like, oh, I can't. Do you think he was poisoned? This guy's clothing? Yeah, fairly fancy. Yeah, he's got black and green pants and black and green waistcoat, and a brown cape. Yeah, it's definitely upscale. No. Do you think Petrock was poisoned? Seems to be what everyone's suspecting. Oh, we'd barely... Eldak, why don't you make a perception check? No, I was lost a bit in my own thoughts. I was not looking up. think he was talking a bunch of patronizing words about how good our arrangement was going to be, trying to make me feel great about it. But I was not really paying attention. No, over the meal of what he was saying, I wasn't really listening to him. We're just concluding some business before this dinner. Yeah, the man with red hair speaks up again and says, well, Petrock, Petrock and I were just closing a major deal. He's about to join his business with ours. It's going to be profitable for everyone. And the other one's like, so you notice Eldak sort of just while they're all they're asking questions of these people. You notice that most of the food and everything at all their plates looks kind of untouched. They were probably served just right before, and just kind of notice that most of the food is untouched. You do notice something sitting under the table, sort of to the left of where now you've heard his name is Petrock was sitting. If I can find it. Sort of between him and the next chair over to the left, there is a polished it's hard to explain. It's almost like a brazier with like a sealed lid on top of it. It sits on 4 feet carved of like kind of dark red and marbled bloodstone. It looks like it's not burning anything. It's not no incense or flames or anything like that. It appears to be sort of like this large thing with like a conical top on it, but it's like closed and sealed up. It's just odd, obviously out of place. It's sort of sitting on the ground to the left of where this guy Petrock was sitting, between him and whatever the next chair to the left would have been. No, maybe more just set there, like maybe just under the table for while they're dining. It's not really hidden. It's just sort of out of view. A few feet away. I figured you sort of strolled over and kind of looked over the table and the scene as they were interviewing people. Okay. So yeah, you're hearing all these questions and answers. Okay. You see him, giving you the... He's poisoned! Yeah, they're all humans. Oh yeah, now that he notices it, yeah, yeah, it's sort of behind a chair that was the chair that was tipped over, but now he points it out. Yeah, you see this odd-looking object. Are you picking up? Put on the table. The man with reddish hair sees you like picking it up, and he's like, "Oh no, 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 no! Don't touch that! Don't touch that!" You put it on the table. He's like, "Okay, don't. Just leave it there. Just don't." This was Petrock's. He carried it with him always. He called it his insurance policy. I don't know. He said never ever to open it, and I believe him. He carried it with him to all important meetings, or at least ones where he thought there would be, yeah. He was a bit of a paranoid man, so wherever he thought there might be some issue, which was frankly a lot, when really there was never any risk, but it made him, I don't know, it seemed to make him feel powerful. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's like a brazier, like with a rounded bottom, like a conical top lid that's all like made of brass and sort of intricately engraved. It's got it just sits on it 4 of its own little brass legs that are capped with dark red like bloodstones, feet, like they kind of come out and sit. When you look at the seal, it's sealed. It looks like the lid would lift off, and then you could burn incense or coals or something in it, maybe. But the lid is sealed on with cracked and old-looking, some sort of waxy substance, and there are arcane symbols etched around the seal. No, like magic, indicating it might be magically sealed or something. Sure. Yeah. Come on, computer. Yeah, you don't see any obvious traps or ways it could be trapped. You've already moved it. I mean, even with that, the seal, you have no idea what might happen if you were to open that. My computer is freezing up, so keep going, but if I have to roll something, I might wait here. You haven't asked the other people their names, I don't think. Yeah, that's what you heard his name, Petrock. Yeah, oh, that's right, and that's what the Costello told you too. Okay, what do you... Okay. Okay. Why don't you roll an Arcana check? Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, you're pretty sure it's at least the seal is magical. The whole thing might also be magical. You're not sure. But closer to the nature of it, you're not sure. All right, so Zig, you she unlocks the doors. You look; they're all small meeting rooms. Only the last one that's sort of closest to the. Oh, he's not. Where'd he go? Investigating people at the table. I'll let you tell him. Well, yeah, the three on the end closest to the kitchen are all locked. They're all similar. The one closest to the dining area isn't locked. She just opens it for you. Inside here, it's a similar room. It's got like a table with 3 chairs around it. On this one, there is an open bottle of wine and 3 cups at the table. There's some papers and such at the table. But there's nobody in the room. Okay. Words and stuff. No, you're able to read them. I think I don't remember what that was. I'm trying to remember that. He was looking for something specific. And you were like... No, I was... Alright. You were looking for something in particular in the logs or something. I don't remember. Yes, there's more papers with words. They've got... there's just a few sheets. They seem to be some... they are sort of trade records, some manifests of some inventory of like some warehouses, and they seem to be for a company called the Rock Bottom Supply Company. You can make an investigation check too, but you can read the words. Yeah, I mean, there's, yeah. So, I mean, I described what you read. Yeah, there's an open bottle of wine. Yeah, and then 3 cups with the partially, maybe just, the bottoms with a little bit of wine you can see in there. She's standing in the doorway. Yeah, this is where Petrarch had his meeting before the dinner. He was meeting with the 2 gentlemen out there. Served them in here. Made sure they had everything they needed, and then they joined you for the feast. Yes, I tend to these rooms when there's meetings going on. From the I don't know. I got the... You're asking me too many questions. I got the wine from the kitchen. They brought it up. There's a whole small rack in there. I think they all drank the wine. I don't know. I was going to come back in here and clean up later, but I had some other things to do, and I hadn't gotten to it yet. Yeah, they've got like a little bit, like the dribblings in the bottom. I think over there, and she points to the one sort of across from the across the table from where you're standing. And then his red-haired friend over there, and the one with the funny mustache over there. I think. I don't really know any of them. They're just guests of the castle. Well, I Now, I don't know. I came in, I served them, they sat down. They were having some sort of meeting. I didn't really listen. I had other things to attend to, and then they asked that the door be closed. Came back later and saw them out to the dinner chambers. That was maybe 15 minutes ago. I'd have no such thing. No. No, I didn't. Don't tell the Castellan that I did anything. I didn't. You have no proof. I did not do anything. She's kind of coming after you, like kind of pleading and professing her innocence. I'm gonna grab my Coke really quick. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry. I'm back. Okay, let's get the kids off to bed. No, please! I don't. So Zig comes out of the hallway as you're sort of investigating there still, and he's got sort of this little bit plump castle servant behind him trailing. Don't tell them that! I did no such thing! So he kind of comes out with her somewhat in tow, saying, I found the killer or whatever. The man with black hair and the mustache and goatee is sort of fidgeting with something in his like left hand, like turning it over in his hands. He's kind of got it clutched in his fist and sort of, like kind of just fidgeting with it. And he's like, she was in the room with us. She served us the wine. Do you think she poisoned him? Nothing, just this. And he opens up. He's got like a silver key in his hand. Just a trinket. Keep it with me. Sure. Here. And he hands it over. Make a saving throw. No, I'm just kidding. It's like a large silver key, the kind with like a knob at one end and the thing and like a little, like classic, like iconic looking key. It looks like it's made out of silver and kind of worn from whatever, maybe him fidgeting with it. I mean, not particularly. There's no lock or anything on it. It looks like it's opened by breaking that seal and somehow ripping the top off. He says, toss it on the table there. Go on, toss it on the table. It goes bing, like end over end, like clink, 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 and then it goes bloop, and it like improbably stands up on its end and just sort of sits there and then teeters and drops and falls. I don't even know. Got it in a trade with a dwarf. God, when I was a teenager. Kept it ever since. It always points that direction, every time. He kind of snatches it off the table. Well, always that away. It's kind of vaguely northwest. All right, and so that the red-haired guy. At that point, the red-haired gentleman says, "Are you done, Kaskek? I know that you're eager to get on with our business arrangement, and it is done and still binding, I will remind you, but Petrock's lying there dead. We need to find out what happened. And I would say that I'm not sure he has the person who may have done this. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it." And he points to who he just identified as the name Kaskek, which was the dark-haired guy with the goatee with the key. And they kind of, they kind of break into a moment of, I didn't, I would do no such thing. You're off your rocker, Well, we haven't even touched our food here, and you seem to think they were poisoned by the wine or the food. We had wine just before this, in a room back down the hallway in the meeting room. He poured the wine. Yeah, so Zig, you've kind of come out, and this was, yeah. So Zig's just come out, and, yeah. No, he comes out at this point and says kind of gets his. You said you burned the papers. I guess I didn't hear that. I must have stepped away. Oh. What papers? No, those You burned those? The man with the red hair looks a little frustrated by that. There's more. Those are copies of some of the assets we'll be obtaining at Coppervale Holdings. And he kind of gives the guy a look as he says that. But they're not the binding documents. Those... And he kind of looks at Petrok's body. Perhaps I should take those off of him. And he kind of goes over to the body. Those are... No, Why don't... You seem to be in charge. Would you secure... It should be in his left breast pocket. Would you secure them, please? I need to know that they're safe and no... He kind of looks around the room to... Ah! Secure the papers! Secure the papers! As you're dragging him off. You sort of take him off down there. So you only like kind of haul him to get him moving, and then they're walking back toward the hallway with him. With the serving serving woman sort of in tow still too. Yeah, she followed you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The man with the red hair kind of cuts in at that point and says, "Sir, what is?" Oh, you're not letting him. Oh, okay. You said it just like leaned over to your ear. Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't understand that. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay, they come in. Are the rest of you guys following them down there? Okay, he's got you kind of do a quick pat. He's got this sort of long dark wood heavy cane with like a gold cap at the end that's lying on the floor. He's got dark clothes. In his under his waistcoat at his belt, he has several pouches, and there is a like a little like wrapped velvet thing with a tie around it. It looks like it has papers in it. In his coat pocket. Yeah, there is one who's kind of watching on with interest, and he's been kind of sort of walking somewhat closer and sort of checking out what's going on, but giving you some distance. Yeah. Oh. All right. All right. Let me just finish. Let me just hold that 1 second. So the guard's got sort of a kind of a square face. He's got messy auburn hair and brown eyes. He wears banded mail, and it looks more elaborate than the others. It's got laminated metal plates, green and gold, alternating in color in the banding. It's got a long sword. He steps up. Understood. He sort of reaches in and like pulls out whatever's in there, and he could see him there is some papers in there, but without inspecting them, you don't know what's on them. I'll hold on to these. So what are you gonna do, Zig? Everyone else has followed Zig. Okay. Okay. They all sort of look around. Is one of those the ones that Petrock was drinking from? I'm not going to drink from that. That's what his apparently business partner seems to be saying with the red hair. The other one looks like, no, thank you. I don't think. You've moved the cups around? Okay. What is the purpose of this? Why would we do this? Why would we drink from... I drank some of that wine already. Right, make an intimidation check. Oh. The man with the dark mustache and goatees says, "Now hold on. I'm sorry. If we think this was, I did drink a cup of this wine, but if this was where he was poisoned, why would you make me drink it? I have done no such thing. I would not kill him, despite the fact, especially now. If I was going to kill him, I would have killed him days ago before I basically just signed over my company to him." Pardon? Oh. The other guy, sir, you can't possibly expect us to drink this wine. One of us could easily die, and right now, I mean, it's not just, well, I don't want to die, but there's, all of Coppervale Holdings. I mean, I will need so many things to think about. I'll have to run the business. I'll have to take over and carry on the works that Petrock was doing. I mean, there's lots of people that depend on us for their livelihood. There's... Insight. You can... No... Just, hey, it's not determined. You guys are free to think whatever you want. I mean, you don't need to make pass an insight check to, think if you think. Okay. Petrock would have been the one in the middle, actually. He was sitting... Okay. Okay. You can't make me do this. You don't have the authority. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm reading over a couple notes. And so you grabbed the one that looked like it was from... Okay. But you moved them around. So you moved them around, but you left them sort of at the places? Okay, I understand. I thought you moved them just like put them in a pile. Okay. Sir, if this really is poison, this could kill me. You don't have the right to murder me. You don't even know my name. That's Rawl Humford. Nobody ever asked my name. No, I'm just kidding. No, I refuse. I won't drink. Have one of them drink it. But make her drink it. He points to the servant woman. Okay. What are you doing? No saving throw. I don't know why they would do this. I can't think of any reason why they would do it. No! They both are like, no, why would we? And they're both looking at you like, well, he, kind of like, maybe, like, well, he drank it. Maybe you're like the guy in Princess Bride. I spent years building up a resistance. The Fey needle poison. Oh, I forgot Brit's here. Shit. Sorry. She's standing at your side, following your lead, Eldak. I'm sorry, I totally spaced that out. Okay. So just Zig and Melusine are there? Yeah. Well, that only took a moment, so yeah. Okay. Um... They're both sort of saying, no, that you can't make us, you can't make me. There's no reason for me to do this. I have no reason to need to prove my innocence, Rawhumford is saying. I didn't do anything. More than likely, it was him. He poured the wine. The other guy's like, I really don't feel that you have... I don't know why I should drink this, just because you seem to think I've done something. I came here, and my business is in trouble, and I'm finally having to sell to these people. I'm not going to lie if I said... I'm not going to lie if I didn't say I wasn't happy he's dead, but... I didn't kill him, and I'm not going to drink this wine. He puts it back down on the table. Then the other red-haired guy puts his back down on the table. Which cup? Oh, the empty cup? Okay. 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 Okay, you leave out the door and close it. They'll probably be able to hold out for a little while. Okay. Well, you didn't lock the doors back up, did you? Okay. Oh, okay. So am I free to leave then? Yeah. All right. I've got stuff to do and. Hmm. The ones from the kitchen? No, they're staying. They're down in the kitchen somewhere. You assume. You open up the door to the other one, and yeah, there's a parrot sitting on the table. No. All right, make an animal handling check as you try to coax it. That's a 16 on mine. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It just shows a 16. Alright, it's actually not too difficult. He's calmed down now. You know, come on, dummy. Come on, dummy. And you kind of get out. He kind of climbs up on your hand and then goes to your shoulder. Okay. Okay. Hey, you round him. It's not a courtyard. It's like a big dining hall. So you take them out to the dining hall area. All right. Okay. All right, so you call the sergeant guy you were talking to. Okay. All right then. You think it was one of them? Think it was one of them that did it then? Rawl Humford? Could be. He's the next in line to take control of Coppervale Holdings. All right then. All right. He calls, a couple more guards. They head down into the hallway. So what do you guys intend to do? Oh, we almost got to saw Mom.
Okay. So yeah, Zig comes back out. The guard sergeant comes over and has that exchange we said a few minutes ago, where Zig lets him know that it was Rawl Humford is who they're to take into custody. Wait, you're not sure? He said you were sure. He does stand to gain a lot of money and take control of the business. It makes sense, and he kind of looks at Zig like, yeah. His helmet's off for the feast. DM ruling: you can't attend a feast with your helmet on. It doesn't say DM bias anymore. I just realized it doesn't say DM bias under me anymore. You made it say storyteller. Oh man, he loves me. No, it's fine. So, all right, we'll go. So, now, yeah, there's this crazy-looking brass, like weird sort of burner, brazier thing on the table. Trying to not say it. Did they? No, that's the only thing.
Nope. I mean the metal, the brass metal itself looks sort of worn and old, um, but it's sealed. Yeah, it's sealed with this like waxy like substance, keeping it sealed, and there's like arcane sigils into the seal. It is. It's sealed. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, it looks like the top, the conical top, sort of comes off. You might not have heard the description. It's like a almost egg shape with like a round bottom. These four legs in this intricate working of brass, and these little legs with bloodstone foot. It looks by itself to be quite valuable, yeah, and sits on these four little legs, and then it looks like the top part comes off, but it's sealed around like the ring where comes together. Yep. Okay. Yep. So the guard sergeant is sort of taking his two people with him down towards the back hallways, and the servant woman sort of follows him. Oh, I have the keys. Yeah. Hurry up, woman! And they kind of head back down the hallway. The other guards are sort of standing at the far end of the large dining hall with the people. Well, actually, the people from the kitchen. You brought them out here. You asked their guy. I forgot. You marched him out here. And as well as the servant. There's like 6 servants that were either serving tables or serving wine or serving or working in the kitchens. Well, the Castellan is not returned yet. Well, this has been pretty quick so far. That would be awesome. Just every day you have to cast purify food and drink on everything. Yeah, I mean they're sort of we'll make you can make an insight check, I guess. The staff they leave the 3 kitchen staff out and they join the other ones. The The older gentleman that Melusine went over and spoke with seems to be fairly calm and collected, and sort of has, standing straight, sort of chin up. But you're just not sure if he's just poised as a lifelong servant who's trained to always, act classy. The other ones are sort of, whispering and talking to each other, and yeah, they're kind of staring at it and looking somewhat fearful. Mm-hmm. So, what's your intention? You guys gonna leave, or? Who set the whole thing up? I guess you don't really know. Somebody from the castle. You were invited to come there by the Writ Edgecombe, but yeah, he's gonna be back. He said soon. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. It's been a long time, and I forgot to roleplay her. Okay. Okay. So, a few moments later, Writ Edgecombe, the head of the castle, comes back in. The doors open up, and he comes in with some of the guards that he left with. And he kind of looks around. Then he, scans to his left to see the other, servants and the guards over there, and then, comes over to you guys, seeing you grouped around the body and the table there. Yes. Yeah, he says, yes, he has a couple of his guards. Do we need to inspect the body? And he kind of goes, pats him down a little bit, looks for anything on his person. Make sure these purses are on him when he gets there. We're going to take him to the Church of Andione in town straight away. The sooner the better that we can get him there. If there's any chance to do anything about this, or at least offer him rights. He kind of goes, huh? And then he pats him down. He says, so you don't need to make sure those pouches are on him when he arrives. And he kind of makes eye contact with his guards and get him out of here. And they start taking the body out. Resman? Yes. Okay. Paperwork from the deal that they made? Alright. Thank you for letting me know. And then, then he hears Zig saying, you laid this brass egg already. He looks up and he's sort of breaks off eye contact with us. He looks at that and kind of stands up, and he cocks his head and what the fuck is that? He kind of gets down and peers at the seal. Kind of pulls out a small belt knife or whatever, and it looks magical. Puts it away without doing anything with the knife after he inspects the seal. Not at hand, no. Oh, no, not at all. We just don't keep them staff of maguses on hand. There are those that work for us when we need them, but so it's just a dinner event. Yes. Yes. Rawl Humford. All right. For what reason? Do we know how he did it? Is anybody else at risk? I need to know if the families are safe here, that there's nothing else we need to worry about. Okay. All right, let's go. Come with me, and we'll take the prisoners away, and you still need to get your bounty. He sort of heads off toward the back hallway. Britt's like, yes, about that. We need the bounty, and he's like, but he's already stalking off toward the back hallway. Okay. I like how you're just out of the blue, just like, boop. I'm doing it. Not yet. Oh, wow. Yeah, you are sort of speaking. Give me a minute here. Well, he's going back to, take care of the prisoner or whatever. You guys are sauntering. So this is the back door to the back hallway here that you're headed toward. I gotta find some icons for these guys. Yeah, give me a second. I didn't make a map because I didn't know. All right. Oh, that's because this is... I got it. That's fine. So as you... Okay, so you guys start turning, following. This is the Castellan guy. I guess I need a couple little guards. I gotta find some generic guards here. Hold on. All right, you can move them. You can sort of do that if you want. Here, I'm just gonna use this guy. So there's like 2 guards or whatever he has with him. Those are the 2 guards there, like watching the door, whatever that you left in there. And this is the room that those guys are locked in. This is the room the parrot was locked in. This is the dining area. Yep. He is still on your shoulder, actually. Um, so, yeah. So you just, all right, you turn it and rip the top off. As the seal sort of tugs a little bit, and it's like almost like stretches, and it's resistant, but you don't have to make a strength check. You're quite strong, and it like pops, and it's like a rubber seal that kind of tears and rips. And even as it's tearing and popping off, you see smoke kind of curling out of it. Once it's open, it's almost like continuing to open, and like smoke kind of billows out off the table or whatever onto the thing. You guys look over your shoulder as you see Zig ripping the top off this, and smoke pouring down over the table, and then all of a sudden just like a pillar of flame like erupt from the top of it, like a giant, firework kind of, thing, but just mega size, like fire just like blaring hot, and then from the fire itself there's all the smoke billowing around it, and then when the smoke kind of like washes out, swirls out around it, and when it sort of clears just enough to see, there is a levitating, nasty-looking figure hovering above the table. Roll for initiative. I hate that I don't have Brits. This thing's set up. Did I do this guy here? All right. So this thing, smoke billows out, and you see this burning humanoid figure, red skin, small horns. Its bottom half of its body is just smoke and flame, pretty much. Hands wreathed in flame and smoke. You are not the one who opened my jar. You should not have summoned me. I'm checking to see if his name is. I'm checking to see if his name is Candy. That's not what I'm checking. I need Brit and Melusine to make a dexterity saving throw. Nope, that's a make. Oh, man, I hate running all these characters. Well, I need to know what it is. I hate that I have to, like, I can't keep the character sheets open and just minimize them. Because I have to juggle a bunch of character sheets. I have to close it, find it in the list of 1,000 things, and open it and stuff. It's really nice. Maybe I could do that. Alright. No, I'm doing that on all these. Perfect. That'll work. Thank you. Alright. Nope. So you guys made your saving throws? Actually, all right. So, Brit and Melusine, sorry, I had to set that up. All right. He like roars at his hands, and from around right in front of the door that he and the guards walked through, encasing the four of you, but not Zig, and really right on you, you have to a wall, just fire erupts in front of you. Do you want to spring forward through the door, or do you want to duck backward to get out of it? There's fire like bursting up on top of you. You need to jump one way or the other. Which way do you jump? Okay. All right. And I didn't set up all these spells. Okay. Whatever. This is... Alright, so you take 11 points of fire damage. And he just, this, and you can see from outside there's just this ring going up like towards the ceiling of thick flames just burning in place right there. And then you should not have released me. And then it's, well, he said it again. And Eben's turn. He moved away outside of the circle there. It's part of his movement. You can just see flames ringing all over you. You weren't really engaged with him. I'm sure. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. He moved back and you swung at him and then the flames erupted like between you. So go ahead and swing. Oh, 16 is a miss. Okay, it'll be at disadvantage. You can't really see him, but you saw where he was going. So you're firing blindly. Nice. You're just like, but you saw exactly where he went when the flames came up and kind of saw his angle of movement and saw him, just sort of turning his head and you already lining up the shot. 2 shots. Oh, I see the first one, yeah. 20 is also hit. I thought those were 2 different rolls there. Ah, I gotcha. Okay. Okay. You can hear the Castellan shouting, blocked off with the ring of fire. What's happening in there? Brit, who doesn't have any weapons or anything at the dinner, just says, Thistle Elven, and her short sword's in her hand. Her silver short sword appears in her hand. And I know what I'm going to do there. She's got nothing to do. She moves up next to Eldak and you. She's like, has her short sword in one hand, the other hand's like stomping out some fire where part of her shoulder's scorched. Any idea how to get out of this? Melusine? Okay. Bloop. You would disappear. Okay, that's it. All right. Yeah, because that's an action to cast that. So Zig. Okay. Give yourself fire resistance. Okay. That's a hit. Uh, yeah, you can't really do a tripping attack on him. He's sort of flying. Okay. I'll allow, but you're not going to be able to do an actual trip because he can fly. He's just hovering there. Yeah, and that's fine. And that's just regular slashing damage, yeah? Okay. Superiority dice. So yeah, you kind of just kind of like try to topple from the bottom, and he's just like, it just kind of rocks his lower torso, but I just sort of. Is that both attacks then? And then. Oh, I didn't get the last 11. Oh, the 11's a miss. All right. Yep, that's a miss. Okay. Okay. Eldak. Okay. Oh, he needs to. I need to make a couple rolls here, actually. What do I do? Yeah. Concentration checks. Takes the damage that enters the wall fire for the first time or has a turn there. Alright, you're going to take damage going through the wall. That's when it appears on top of you. You're literally going into the fire to go through it. There's no way to dodge through a fire. Huh? Yeah, you hit him for twice. He did? Oh, okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, you can. I'm just saying you will take damage because when the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dex saving throw. On a failed save, blah, blah, blah. On. And then it says, yeah, a creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time or a turn ends on its turn there. Okay. Staying in there. And he's quite big, so you have a chance to hit him. You can't get sneak attack because you can't see him. Yeah, but I would say no because you can't really see him to make use of any advantage you get. Right, but I don't know that you would get that advantage because you can't even see either person that's engaged. I mean, that's meant to be, you see when he's making himself opened up, when he's, fighting somebody else, but you can't even see him. That does hit, actually. Fire. Alright, he is going to... He just sort of, with like a large blade of fire, like a scimitar, massive scimitar appears in his hand. And he's just going to attack with it. That's not... My god. No, it doesn't. It's not doing what the button... I know why. I know why. Because this thing hasn't been deleted. It's hard to explain, but it's a quirk about their sheets. Yeah, so one misses you, and then the second one slams down. You kind of raise your arms up to block and just smash it in the armor. You can feel the metal heat and everything, but it protects you from a critical strike. Yes, it will. So you're going to take 16 points of damage, 11 slashing, and 5 fire. Okay. I sense the one that bound me here is dead. Now, I am free to wreak my vengeance. The body's been hauled out. The two of his guards that he came in with hauled him out. The other servants and guards left through the door moments before this all erupted. Oh. Damn. Okay. Eben. Okay. Yep, you're right. Nope, thank you. You're right. Yeah, he cast a spell. Yep, he cast a spell. Okay. Yeah, as Brit sees you start to go, she's like, "I'll be right behind you." 17 points of damage. Oh. Oh, I thought it said 17 on mine. Okay. No, it's whatever. 26. 26. 26. Sorry, tired, I guess. I must have read the number right above there. Okay. How many feet diameter we got there? I think it's 20. How did I move this thing? Oh, this thing sucks. I hate this site. What? Yes. You can use your reaction to do that. Yep. Yep. No, I've already decided that's possible because somebody else is going to do the exact same thing. All right. So that is your turn. And now I can move it. Oh my god. Well, you can't see Melusine. Well, you're not gonna. Are you casting it so it gets Eldak and Brit too? Okay. Yeah, it's over there. All right. Cool. Okay. People draw their own circles from now on. Alright. Technically, if you end your turn within 10 feet of this wall, you take damage. So you guys, we'll say, have backed to like the very center to try to get out of it. No, these guys on the inside. Alright, is that end your turn? Silence descends over the area. Mid-tirade, he's like, you should not have... And you know the area has been silenced. The crackling of the flames ceases and everything, Zig. You are completely engulfed in silence. The Castellan comes through the door, emerges through the fire. He doesn't look hurt at all. And then as soon as he steps inside, it's like, oh, like covers his arm from the massive blast of heat. It's like a furnace inside the center here. Which way? Which way, damn it? He storms out this side, taking... Oh, even worse roll. Oh, I didn't put his stuff on here. Good job, me. And he moves off. He could actually... Yeah, okay. Gotta keep closing it. Brit dashes after where Eben went. Man, ouch. And she's going to use the rest of her movement to get back here behind you. Yeah, she also used absorb elements on the way. Both you and Brit have, like, you know, fire just sort of like rippling off the tip of your weapons. Yeah. And she moves the rest of her movement to get back there. She's hurt pretty badly. Yeah. But she decided not to charge in and charge to cover behind you back there. Well, technically they need to get out of there because they're really supposed to be taking damage, so. Yeah. It's 20 feet high, 1 foot thick, ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter. 20 feet high, 1 foot thick. The wall is opaque and lasts for the duration. Oh, the wall is opaque, so you can kind of see through it. Now, I still would have given disadvantage away, but... That means you can kind of see some light through it, right? You can see maybe like a dark shape moving, but not enough to... A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn, or ends its turn there. Let's see, no. One side of the wall selected by you when you cast the spell deals 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. So technically, everything inside that thing should be taking that damage like every round. No, diameter. This is 20 feet diameter. Yeah, which means the whole thing. That's kind of crazy because that means everything's within 10 feet of the wall on the inside. It doesn't necessarily always have to be made circular. Alright, so that's her turn. Melusine? Yeah, is that too far? Just 60 feet. Then you'd be silenced. Alright. That's your bonus action? Yep. Okay. You could take advantage because you're invisible, I think. Oh. That is also a hit. Yep. All right. Zig. Yep. Oh. So it's still okay. Okay. So 13. Okay. So what's the total damage on that there? I'm trying to... 11... 19? 18? Okay. I don't see a roll. That's a miss, though. That is barely a hit. He's armor class 17. Right. Okay. You take 21. Okay. Wow. Why is there 2 sneak attack rolls there? Oh, I see, yeah. Just the way it didn't do it all at once. So, it's going to make me do math anyway. 21, 31, 35. Ouch. Yeah, so Zig, you attack with another flurry of blows. Just first 2 ones hitting and smashing him, into the flames and thick natural armor. Then you burn your axe surge and attack again, and finally you draw blood with your Gar, finally getting him to a reasonable low amount of hit points. Slash him once. Eldak comes to the fire. Hand crossbow bolt just whizzing right in, just buries itself into the chest, deep in. Like you can just see the fletching of the bolt sticking out. You can know it's deep inside, ripping into him, and then a puff of smoke and dark, thick blood. Okay. And that's it. Well, he's got to get out of this silence. So he's going to allow you to take attack of opportunity. Moves until he can hear himself speak, which will be there. You should not have summoned me. This will not be the last. I will return, build my forces again. There are those still loyal. That's it? You missed? Okay. There are those still loyal to Gosash, and we will return and burn this entire land. And he's gone. like the flames like erupt from the floor around him, and then the flames almost like curl in on himself, and it's like sinks down into the fire, like into the floor, like impossibly, and it's gone. Okay. You're immediately dashing where? Okay. You no, unfortunately. She's about a half. You guys can't see her sheet. Yeah, I did. She took a lot getting out of the thing of fire. Okay. And she got damaged from, like, the first time, too. Thanks. See? No hero stuff, right? Where's the egg? Assume you dropped the silence. The egg is sort of laying, sort of tipped over. This table here is basically just burned to a crisp. It's laying open, like on the floor, kind of scorched from the flames that went across the table there. Okay. What the hell was that? The Castellan, like, roars. And he sees you picking up the thing. I guess somebody said they picked it up. The arcane device. Some sort of trap again? Another assassination tool? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, we are. We will get to that. First, are you all right? He's taking stock of you. Do we think vowed to return, but I don't think it will return tonight. No, not on hand tonight. Let's deal with Rawl Humford, and we'll get to your bounty. So he goes back to the room over here. Which guy? Go, Sosh. Do you take the remnants of the egg? It still might be valuable. It's worth... I'll just tell you the value. It's easier that way. It's worth... it's still basically intact. It's just unsealed and, needs a little polishing. It's basically worth about 500 gold. Nope, Zig left. Alright, well... my stream is frozen again, apparently. I don't know how long. Doesn't look like it on mine. You're saying it's not? Oh, it's because I've minimized Discord or something. God, this fucking shit sucks. There's too many things to manage. All right. Well, we'll wait for Zig to return. You guys are too tough. Alright, so do you guys follow him? Like, come, let's deal with Rawl Humford. We'll get on with your bounty. Alright. So, I'm gonna kind of go away from the map part. I'm not gonna deal with icons while we're talking. So, you follow Rit Edgecombe back to the room. There's 2 guards stationed outside. One of them is the one you took the papers. Resman, are they secured in there? Yes. They're in there with 2 cups of wine, which may or may not be poisoned. Arguing. Like, been arguing this whole time. Alright. Let's deal with this. Opens the door. Goes in there. You guys, sort of follow him in, I assume, or... Okay. Rawl Humford, you have been accused of murder most foul of Petrok Tregorsk. Do you have anything to say in your defense? I absolutely did not murder anyone. There's no proof. There's no nothing. But you do stand to gain a lot from his demise. Is this true? And well, yes. And you did meet him in this room before. Yes. Yes. But that servant girl, she brought the wine in. He served it to them. Guards, put him in irons. And the 2 guards, gonna grasp his wrists. Take him out of here. Kaskek, the other guy, still in there. He's kind of looking relieved. Fidgeting with the key he had before. It's like fingering in his hands. Well, I would assume this makes any business arrangement that came of this null and void, yes? We'll leave that to the barristers to deal with. For now, what's his name? Resman will hold the paperwork, and you can take it up with the barristers in the morning. No. For nothing else, and he's been taken off at this point. If nothing else, he brought that goddamn magical trap inside here. He'll spend a good while in our dungeons. Well, Petrok and he was his business associate, technically, but yeah. But he sort of, it was the dead man that brought it, but they were business partners or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Make a a perception check, Eldak. Yeah, so it's, Cascade, you could take this up with the barristers in the morning. Anybody else can make one too if they're interested in here. Yeah. Okay. Zig, the perception rolls. Look at that. Zig, as he's, putting him in irons, and you get a little smirk on your face, and he's sort of telling the other guy who's now trying to get out of his business deal that he could take it up in the morning. You notice something sitting on one of the shelves, catches your eye. Kind of roll over there as Rit Edgecombe is on this tirade with them. Kind of stroll over to the shelf. There's a few books on the shelf, just a few, ornamental bookends. And then sort of sitting on like the left edge is this strange little wicker like figurine, almost like shaped like a head of like interwoven twigs and wicker. And it's got like little ridges around where would be the head of this little woven wicker head. Yeah, it's like it's like this. It's like somebody wove it out of like little wicker around it and then down. You know what I'm talking about? What is it, wicker? Yeah. Everybody in the room sees that it's got this little wicker head thing. Brit, you showed it to Brit. Yeah, Brit gasps noticeably to the whole party. And she's looking at Eldak. Everyone, clear this room. Resman, take this man out of here. He orders his sergeant to take the other guy out of the room like immediately. And he looks to you, Zig, and he's like, as soon as they leave, and it's just you and the castle master and you guys in the room, he looks at Zig and he says, "Go secure that door and tell those guards to take a walk." Yeah, they're looking around. One of them was like his sergeant, who's like looking confused, but you can hear, Rich after you heard him. Close the door. Yes. He sort of inspects the thing that you're holding up. Something terrible that has been in the city for a long time. You must keep what we discuss here in confidence. There's something that has been stalking this city for nearly 10 years. Assassinations and murders. This, the only symbol, the only clue we've kept secret as we tried to catch this. A decade I've been trying to figure out who this has been. He's known only to me and a few trusted individuals as the Demon of Brefirie. And I think that's a good enough place today to wrap it up because I gotta go to work tomorrow. No, that was more there just so, you know, if you couldn't control yourself, see that's something to fight. I actually thought he would kick a lot more ass, so... He's still going to the jail. 1,800 experience points each. That's pretty much just straight up for defeating Gososh. You defeated him. He had to retreat. He was to about a quarter, and you guys had shown the potential to probably do that before his next turn should he attack again. So 1,800. Even though we have some story progression, no real bonus because you kind of solved the murder, sort of. Yeah. There's quite a few clues and investigation angles you guys didn't take there. So I'd give up some more, but... thanks. So, yeah, I don't know where we're at, but we're probably a little ways still to 9. $8,000? Okay. Oh, that's true. I guess it hasn't been that long. I was thinking you guys were already 8. That's right. You're right. Thanks for being patient, too. I was a little rusty. I have not done this for a few weeks, but next Sunday we'll do it again and continue on this Plus, I had this one sort of planned as a little bit different to try to do a little murder mystery type of thing. I mean, it's harder. It's hard to do an adventure like that. There's a lot of people to juggle. I need better. I wish I was better at voices, because then I don't have to constantly describe to people. You know, like you do a voice and then they know. I hadn't even considered that. And the parrot didn't go through the wall of fire, so it's still alive. Yeah. I was considering if you had got in the wall of fire and you got out and he was like toasty. I was thinking you would have. I would say you would have got an extra reward. It would have been a chicken dinner. All right. We have Monday off. I think I have work. Are you sure? He meets. Yeah, that's good. I don't want to go to work tomorrow, but that's it. All right. We got to get in touch with Rukar. I thought Rukar was going to be joining us tonight. I got to work him in. We need him. I thought. I don't know. I got to go retool some of the encounters. You guys do too much damage. That was... Eh. Eh. I mean, it's interesting. I did find in the DMG a tool that I didn't find before. I gotta look at that again. They do have in here. Oh, God damn it! Or maybe it's in maybe it's in Xanthar's. There was a nice, maybe it was in Xanthar's that I saw that there was a new balance sheet to say how to balance encounters for challenge rating based on level. And so I was sort of trying that out. Yeah, I gotta find that. It's pretty spot on too, because that is a challenge rating 11 monster. It used to be that you would fight even level stuff, but that's not really true. You guys can fight stuff quite a bit higher. And we were talking about this because we really studied a Critical Role encounter that we watched over the break. Because in Critical Role, they fought... I don't know, we just got... Yeah, we're past it now, but they fought Umbrasil. And I was like, alright, go to crit stats, because this thing does not have that many hit points. And so we had to go look just to see. More is because I'm just curious. And Matt definitely beefs their hit points, so... It's a challenge rating like 22, and they were all like 13, but there's also like 8 of them, so... But then I saw in Xanthar's a table to balance it like that, and it'd just be interesting to see. I'm trying to throw different level things at you without... Well, to some degree, it's like interesting. If you listen to like Matt Colville, he says he always makes it so like every encounter he thinks will kill all his players, and they just find a way. That's part of the fun. Is if like I don't know how they're gonna do this, and then that's what he thinks, but then they find a way. Here it is. Solo monster challenge rating. Yeah, see, technically, he's a challenge rating 10. You have 5 characters. And so a 10 is... You says, according to this chart, you should be able to face a challenge rating 11. So, interesting. And that seems to be true from what I looked at for like some of the fights I was breaking down, but I did notice that Matt buffs their hit points like quite a bit. Like Umbrasyl had about an extra 60-75% hit points, which is about 1.5 to 1.75 times what his max should really be. Max. So it's not like crazy outrageous, but it's interesting, and I kind of agree with that because the damage output is just insane. I wonder if they think you're just not supposed to hand out items and everything else. I don't know. You have to sort of discover... Yeah, or you're not supposed to hand out powerful ones because it can unbalance it that way. But I don't know. I figure that's part of the fun is to give out stuff and then rebalance, so... Alright, I really do have to get to bed sort of early tonight. So I will see you guys, well, probably tomorrow.